today we're going to be installing these coilovers on the BRZ. And obviously the first step you're gonna need to do is jack up the car and take the wheels off, so we didn't bother you showing you that. But let's get started.
First thing we need to do is remove this 17mm bolt from the sway bar. With a little gentle persuasion from a hammer. Oh, God, get on there. Oh! After making sure your brake line is away from your strut, now, again, with some gentle persuasion, you're going to remove this nut. One down, another one to go. And most importantly, do not forget to remove these clips, because when this guy falls, it's going to snap these. And that's not good. Not good. Oh, we're bracing. Look at that shit. Oh. Okay. Is it heavy?
No.
Make sure
Are
it's
you
not
holding
tugged on anything. Oh.
There, here, are you holding? Let go. Are you holding it?
No. Are you holding it?
That's it. All right. For you.
This is the second one. The spring is like when they.
We have to reuse them.
Here. Just point it at them. Just point it at them.
All right. Now you have this stock strut shock thing, so you can pretty much throw this away because you're not going to need it anymore. Okay, so what we're doing now is we need to reuse the top hat for the coilovers that we have. So if your coilovers need the same thing done, you're going to reuse the top hats from your stock springs. And normally you would use a spring compressor to compress the spring, so when you take the top hat off, it doesn't shoot it off. But
since we're cheap, we broke.
We're not gonna do that. Our idea is that we're gonna get these zip ties and basically compress the spring all the way, or not compress the spring, but hold it in its current position, so that when we undo this bolt, the spring doesn't fire and shoot the top hat wherever, like really far away. So that's our idea, and if it doesn't work, I guess you guys learned a lesson from us. So, so you're welcome in advance. Okay, so once you assemble the coilover and you drop it in, or you attach it from the top and screw the top hat on, you're basically gonna do the same thing as you did removing it, but just do it backwards. So you're gonna start with your two 19s here, connect that here, and assemble your brake line back and your clips, and lastly do your struts last. And at that point, your coilover is installed in the front. So at this point, okay, first of all, actually, as you can tell, it's dark now. We're now 5 hours into this, and the reason why this is taking so long is because doing this without power tools is probably the worst decision you could ever make. Especially just my car is like rusted a lot, like all the button screws and stuff. So doing it by hand is a pain in the ass. But now we're now done and moving on to the rears now, and let's get it going. Okay, so first, when you're doing the rear part of the coilovers, you're going to remove the screws on the inside of the trunk, which Calvin will be taking out now. Nice.
After removing the first two nuts on the top hat, you're gonna go underneath to the lower control arm and remove the nuts that are here, here, and here. These two are 17s, and this one is a 14 mil. To review, last time we put zip ties, and that worked like a charm. So if you're cheap, like us, and don't want to buy a spring compressor, then put a bunch of zip ties, and it should hold, and no one should die.
Should. Asterisks on the should.
Shouldn't die.
Yeah, and we're going to be replacing the top hats from these rear springs and struts on the coilovers, and just reverse the process and install them. So, mad. Okay, so now we have the rear coils installed. I don't know if you can see it or not in the camera, like right there. So now those are both installed, and now we are both setting the heights for the coils, and we're gonna put the wheels back on. Then we're gonna lower the car. We're gonna take measurements of where it's sitting at, and then figure out how low we wanna go, take the wheels back off, and then make the adjustments. And that should be it. So almost done. It's taken us way too long, and I don't wanna say how long it's taken us because it's embarrassing, but yeah, rusted parts suck, so don't have rusted parts.
Don't have rusted parts. After lowering the car, we saw what it looked like. We loved it, but we could go a bit lower, all right? So now we're gonna drop from 6 threads to 4 threads in the front, and in the back, we're gonna drop from 6 threads to 5 threads. And we're gonna see what it looks like. Sick.
Okay, so now after dropping the car, after we adjusted the heights, it now looks pretty good, and being that it is 1:30 in the morning, we've been doing this for almost 9 hours now, we're pretty much not gonna do any like really after shots of it just quite yet. I'll do a following video talking about how much we are, and now the camera that you can see on the car. Let's talk about all that good stuff. But for now, we'll just check out the way it looks from inside the garage, just because it's too dark, can't really do anything else. So let's check it out.